In this video, we are going to look at Agile principles. What are the 12 principles that you should see in an Agile environment? There are 12, okay? So let's go step by step. So number one, the highest priority is customer satisfaction. Like how cool this is, right? If you have this principle in an Agile team, then everything is just secondary, because the highest priority is customer satisfaction. And immediately the team should start thinking, hey, how can we satisfy the customer? I've been a CTO in a fast-growing startup, and we were thinking like, hey, what do the customers want? How can we satisfy them? How can we bring more value to the customer? If you've seen the previous video, I talked about lean, right? Lean is all about creating more value for a customer, and this is again, some of the principles, some of the values brought to Agile from Lean, where in Agile we also talk about customers. How can we bring more value to a customer? So number one, highest priority, customer satisfaction. All right, now number two, we welcome changing requirements. This is the principle. It's contradictory to how Waterfall works. In Waterfall, I've actually worked in the past in a team, in a financial institution, in a corporation that worked using Waterfall methodology, and I remember as soon as there was a requirement from a business, then it was put on hold. Like, yeah, it's great that you want this. We will deliver it after everything is finished. Okay, in a year. I was like, oh my God, like they don't welcome the requirement at all. However, in Agile, it's all about welcoming changing requirements, because it's important to realize, what does it mean? Changing requirement means we've learned something. We've talked to a customer, he or she told us, hey, that's not what I want, this is what I want. So we've learned something and we want to adjust the product or the service. All right, so that's changing requirement. Number three, we deliver software frequently. We deliver software frequently. It's important, again, in comparison to Waterfall. Waterfall is all about linear, rigid software delivery, a product or a lifecycle where you have clearly defined the steps. You have planning phase, design phase, coding, testing phase, right? It could take a year to deliver, to ship something to a customer, while one of the principles of Agile talks about frequent delivery. Hey, let's deliver frequently. Let's deliver every week. Let's deliver every day. We will talk about DevOps and how it fits together, okay? So for now, remember, Agile teams deliver fast. If you ask a hiring manager, hey, how frequently do you deliver? And he says, well, last release was 2 months ago, then that is not an Agile environment. Agile environment is all about the pace of shipping. Number four, business people and developers communicating daily. This is one of the core principles. The business people, say the product owner, product manager, a CEO, a director, these people should talk to developers on a daily basis. This is one of the principles. It's again different compared to Waterfall, where in Waterfall, business people work together for 2 months. They prepare a document, say a business requirement document, or an analysis eventually. They send it to developers, and developers start working maybe with zero interaction over a 3-month period. In Agile, developers and business people are supposed to talk daily, to communicate. Now, they don't So it's important to realize Agile doesn't talk about how. Agile is not a methodology. Agile doesn't tell you, should there be stand-up meetings, or should there be weekly meetings, or should there be, whatever kind of meetings. This is not what Agile tells you, okay? And we will talk about this topic in the next video, where we will focus on particular Agile methodologies. For now, just remember, business people and developers communicating daily was principle number 4. Number 5, build projects around motivated people. Comparing to, well, this actually could be one of the reasons why Agile doesn't really work in a corporate environment. Because in corporations, rarely people are motivated. Rarely people wake up driven, motivated to nail it down, right? In corporate environment, usually people like the waterfall methodology because, they don't need to change anything. They know what is coming in a week or 2 or in a month. While in Agile, we should build projects around motivated teams, because these teams seek for feedback. They seek for input from customers. They seek for change eventually. And change is great because we can learn eventually. Number 6, face-to-face conversation is best. Today we have Slack, we have all these cool, Microsoft Teams or other communication tools. We have WhatsApp, WeChat, we have, Messenger, whatnot. But still, Agile principle says that face-to-face communication is best. It's most efficient. This is where you can learn more about the desire of the customer. You can learn more about the stakeholders' interest. You can learn more about the developer and what he or she struggles with. Okay, so face-to-face communication is best was number 6. Number 7. Progress is measured by working software. Progress is measured by working software. Well, we can write documentation, we can write user stories, we can write, whatever, but eventually what matters at the end of the day in an Agile environment is working software. Do we have something that works? Yes, cool, we are progressing. Do we not have anything? Well, I don't care as a CTO, for example, that you guys spend 2 weeks analyzing it. Nothing is working. So let's push harder. Let's deliver something. We will talk about how Scrum, which is one of the Agile methodologies, encourages to ship something at the end of the cycle, and this is connected with this principle number 7. Progress is measured by working software. Number 8. Number 8 suggests a sustainable development pace. And personally, I've been involved in a fast-growing startup as a CTO. We were working like crazy, and there were some peaks, ups and downs where we have worked like crazy. But I also realized this kind of pace is not sustainable. We cannot work, in peaks. We cannot work 70, 80 hour-long weeks, forever. So we also shifted eventually to a more sustainable pace. And this is one of the core principles of Agile. How can we develop software in a sustainable way? How can we focus on a productive 40-hour-long work week? How can we deliver software week by week in a sustainable fashion, high-quality software? Number 9. Continuous attention to technical excellence. And you guys may not even know how easy it is to round corners when you are building a software. You can just round the corner here, round the corner there, a third corner, fourth corner, and suddenly you don't have a rectangle anymore. You may have a circle. And this is what can happen in environment where they don't strive for technical excellence. So Agile principle number 9 says we pay attention to technical excellence. Okay. Number 10, simplicity. Well, I'll not comment this one further. Simplicity, shorter, smaller is always better than lengthy and huge releases. Because in software development, the bigger release, the more code you push to production, the harder it gets to maintain, the more prone to break, more prone for errors. So you want to really smaller, go for simplicity. Think about the minimum viable product. This is something we will talk about. Self-organizing teams, number 11. Okay, principle number 11, self-organizing teams. So Agile encourages teams to form and organize, self-organize. It encourages small teams to be cross-functional. For example, a team could consist of one designer, 2 developers, 1 tester, 1 product owner. Okay, so a cross-functional team that can deliver a feature, from the beginning to a start. Cross-functional team, self-organizing team. And number 12, the last principle, says or suggests or encourages regular reflection and adaptation. So a regular reflection and adaptation. This is especially important if we think about the principles behind lean. Just remember, in the previous video I talked about lean, and the lean circle actually starts with continuous improvement on top. Continuous improvement. To learn and improve continuously, you need to learn, you need to reflect, you need to adapt to change. So Agile principle number 12 says regular reflection and adaptation is important. It's vital. It's vital. And it doesn't actually say how to reflect, how to adapt. This is what the particular methodologies, for example, Kanban or Scrum, talk about. Agile is a set of values and principles that only indicate what is important, what is the principle. But then how to do it is led up to the particular methodology. And we will talk about the methodologies in the next videos.